Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Crochet Diaries. If you're new here, I'm your crochet bestie Claudia, and if you're a returning subscriber, you guys are real ones. Thank you for clicking on today's video. Today is an episode 6 of my crochet series, Am I the A-Hole Crochet Edition. If you guys don't know what this video series is, just go watch the first couple episodes and then come back to this one. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you do, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And before we get into the video, I'm just letting you guys know that I have put the podcast episodes onto Spotify. So if you do want to listen to the videos without having to watch it, you can now. So make sure you follow the Spotify podcast page. I'll leave it in the link below so you guys can go listen on there as well. And make sure you share it with your friends who crochet, who knit, or anybody who's really into arts and crafts. Let's just get straight into the video. So the first confession: am I the a-hole for asking my girlfriend to stop knitting so much? Okay, some of these confessions I feel like are a bit difficult to read. So just a quick disclaimer, if I'm finding it difficult to read, it's because I'm trying to process what I'm reading at the same time as reading it. Me, 30 male, girlfriend 27 female, is really into knitting and has been long before we started dating 3 months ago. At first it didn't bother me and I thought it was cool. She had a hobby, but then I realized how much she does it. Granted, she's not pulling out the knitting hook at dinner or anything, but it seems every time we're watching TV together or just hanging out at her place, she's always working on some project. And she says she needs to keep her hands busy and it's like fidgeting for her, but I severely doubt that she can be fully present. You don't have to pay attention when you fidget, and she literally always jokes that she doesn't know how to count. She claimed it's not all the time, but it's definitely more often than not. She argued that she can follow TV show plots just fine, but when I quizzed her on some details, she couldn't answer some of the questions. So I think my point stands. Then she said, if it's an important conversation, I obviously put my work down, but I think we have different definitions of what important means. I also told her that I would like to cuddle and physically interact with her during TV time. She said we can still cuddle, but it's literally not the same. I want her to be more interested in me, not some pile of yarn. It might be petty, but I think I might feel better about it if she knitted things for me. But it always seems to be bags or clothes for herself, or like random squares. She did make a pretty cute toy for my dog though. That was actually nice. Anyway, I sat her down the other day and told her my perspective, and instead of being willing to compromise, she told me that I'm the one that's not listening to her and essentially called me an asshole. She's a great girl and I don't want to lose her over this, but I'm not sure what to do anymore. Am I the a-hole? Well, first things first, you are the a-hole. I'm not even sorry to admit this or say this, but you are the a-hole, and it seems that you're jealous over your girlfriend's hobby. The fact that she's paying more attention to her knitting than she is to you kind of just tells everybody that you are jealous. Like, you're jealous, and it's not okay. It's not okay that you're jealous of a pile of yarn. Like, that's her hobby. That's how she wants to spend her time watching TV. Like, if she wants to fidget and knitting is something that she does to fidget, then as a boyfriend that truly loves her, you should accept it. Like, a lot of these confessions are quite similar in the sense that they always talk about how it's rude to crochet or knit when you're watching TV with your partner, blah blah blah. But from the perspective of a fiber artist, crocheter myself, I personally don't think it is, especially if it's like not really a show that you necessarily need to be fully engaged with to watch, you know? And if it's a thing where you want to cuddle or, I don't know, be interactive with her physically, then maybe don't, I guess. Like, she's busy. Knitting is something that you just do. You can't, I don't know, dedicate so much time to it. Like, it's just something that makes sense to do whilst you're watching TV or whilst you're watching a show, because who actually sits down and watches a show without doing anything? Like, if you're being completely honest with yourself, you never really fully sit down and just watch a show. Sometimes you're on your phone, sometimes you're doing work, sometimes you're doing homework, sometimes you're doing something else, but you never fully sit down and just watch a show. Maybe there are some people that do, but I know that me personally and a lot of people I know don't actually do that. And if she wants to knit whilst watching the show, then she can. Because if the whole full script flipped and she wanted to be, I don't know, interactive or physical with you whilst you're playing on the game, like say you're playing Xbox or I don't know, what do guys even play? If you're playing something on your PS5 and that's the time she wants to be interactive with you, you're not gonna necessarily appreciate that because you want to spend time doing something you want to do. And it's the same thing here. She wants to spend time knitting. She's still being present with you, but it's just she's busy knitting. It's kind of the same concept, because I know from my understanding, when guys are playing on the game, like, it's them and whoever they're playing with and the game, like everything else is kind of blanked out. Yeah, I feel like I'm rambling, but in this situation, you are the a-hole. If you want attention, just say that. Just say, babe, I want some attention, and she might give it to you. Like, very simply put, she might give you the attention that you're craving so much. And if you want her to crochet you something, just ask for it. Like, confession. Am I the a-hole for stealing a crochet artist pattern? Ooh, this one sounds juicy. Throwaway. English is not my native language and all that. So, for background, I, female 27, have been knitting and doing crochet since I was a child. I learned from my mother and grandmother. I would say I'm above average good at it, and whenever I want to make something, I can usually just make it without a pattern. And I also make a lot of my own patterns, but I don't sell them. Anyway, when I was pregnant with my daughter 3 years ago, I got really into amigurumi, which is crocheting toys and figures and stuff like that. I did buy a few patterns, but after that, I started doing my own stuff, and it's become my go-to baby gift. In the last 2 years, I have gotten 3 nephews, 1 niece, and 3 of my friends have gotten babies, so I've been making a lot of amigurumis. My favorite to make is a little jellyfish. I already know where this is going, because there has been so much jellyfish conundrum drama on social media that I already kind of have a feeling about where this is going. Anyways, they're really cute and fun to make, and they got really big on Instagram. I think I know who the creator is for this jellyfish, because she's actually my mutual. Don't lie, I think she's my mutual. But anyways, they're really cute and fun to make, and they're really big on Instagram, so there are lots of pictures, and every designer seems to have a pattern for it. I never found one that looked exactly like I wanted, so I never bought a pattern. I just made my own. And with all the recent babies being born, I've made a lot of them, and I also post pictures of them on my Instagram. So, to the issue. A few days ago, I got a message from a crochet designer, and she was really pissed, saying I stole her design and not given her credit, and told people how to make them for free, and thereby stealing sales from her. Okay, I never posted my pattern. All I did was answer a few messages asking how to make them, and all I said was I just made a round shape for the head and added different tentacles and decorations and borders. And while I do see that our jellyfishes are similar, well, they all kind of look the same. It's a jellyfish. Everyone who makes them kind of does the same thing. I mean, there's a limit of how different you can make them, which I completely agree, because a jellyfish is a jellyfish. There are different types of jellyfishes, but at the end of the day, they all look the same, so whatever. I felt kind of bad for her, but I didn't think I was in the wrong until a few of my friends said that it kind of was a bad move of me to tell people it could be made without buying a pattern, because that probably did steal sales from the designer. I have so much to say about this. You know, she does this for work and is really trying to live off this. So I'm starting to feel like I was an asshole here. Was I? Honey, you are not the a-hole. And I'm going to say this because this whole jellyfish conundrum, I've seen so much stuff about on social media and Instagram and TikTok. And I just feel like, I hate it. I hate that people are creating patterns and designs and then saying, yeah, it's my design. Like, okay, cool. Maybe you came up with a design, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's strictly yours, in the sense that what you have made someone else cannot make without having seen your pattern. Do you get what I mean? Like, for example, I have a younger brother. He's also getting into crocheting and how to crochet, and he doesn't use like tutorials and stuff. Like, he's very imaginative and creative in the sense that he will come up with something in his mind and then he'll just crochet it based off of what he knows. If I posted this on my social media and said, look at this jellyfish that I crocheted, okay, maybe not I crocheted, but look at this jellyfish, and a creator who's crocheted a jellyfish pattern comes up to me and says that I've stolen the design and I'm teaching people, helping people how to make it, then they're in the wrong, because I didn't see any design, or I didn't get this from any pattern. My brother actually crocheted this by himself. Like, he knows how to make amigurumi stuff. So like the lady said, he crocheted a circle, like a sphere, and then he just added the tentacles, trial and error, and boom, he made a jellyfish. He did not buy any pattern from any crocheter, any designer, nothing like that, and he came up with a jellyfish. Like, for an 8-year-old, this is pretty impressive. So the fact that this crochet designer is going a bit crazy and annoyed that you've quote unquote stolen her design is a bit absurd, because you haven't. Like, they don't know where you got the design from. They don't know if it's from a different crocheter, if it's from them specifically. If it's from them specifically, then yes, I guess they could say you've stolen it because you're helping other people crochet it with their pattern, but they don't know where you got the pattern from, so they can't say that you've stolen it. So they are the a-hole, not you. Another thing that I really dislike about this whole "you've stolen my pattern" thing within the crochet community is that just because you've come up with a design and someone else has also learned how to make that design based off your pictures or whatever, doesn't mean they've stolen it. Like, crocheting is versatile, but it's not versatile enough to the point where you can say that, yeah, someone's definitely stolen your design. Because like she said, she's been crocheting for years. Like, her grandmother or her mother could have crocheted a jellyfish and she may have learned from them, like, the basics. She could have known how to make a spiral crochet thing and remembered how to do that, and then added it to the spherical amigurumi. Or, you know, like, you can't just be going out saying that people are stealing your pattern because what they've created looks similar to something you've designed, because that's not it. And I honestly hate that there are crocheters and designers like this. Like, I get you're trying to make a living out of this, but at the same time, how is someone else designing the same thing you designed stealing sales from you? Because the people that they're helping, they may not even come across your designs. Like, how is helping someone else create something stealing you sales from you even? Because you're not gonna cross paths necessarily. Like, it just I don't understand how people think on social media when it comes to stuff like this. You cannot say someone is stealing sales from you because they're helping other people crochet patterns, because realistically they're not. You might not even end up on their FYP. You might not even end up on their recommended or on their social media platforms, like, at all. So you wouldn't even get sales from them to say that, you know, they've been stolen from you. Honestly, you should just carry on crocheting these jellyfishes because they're cute. Babies would love them, and it's a jellyfish. It's nothing super intricate or something that is like immensely like unique. If it was something that nobody has ever done before and it's so intricate and so unique and so different, then you could say someone has stolen your pattern. But if it's a simple, easy peasy jellyfish that 8-year-old could crochet without a pattern or a tutorial, then maybe you need to rethink your designs and maybe make it more intricate before you say people steal them. Because anybody could crochet it. Even I could crochet it, and I don't like making amigurumi stuff. So yeah, you're not the a-hole. Next confession. Am I the a-hole for refusing to give my friend my yarn? I have recently posted this, but I realized it was probably the wrong post, so posting it here instead. First, I think it might be best to give it a backstory to this. Explain myself better, which I didn't do in my last post. My friend, we will call her Amy. I used to knit soft toys and baby clothes before carpal tunnel put a stop to it. Before which, whenever she was expecting her children, I'd always knit them a set of clothes for their birth and a toy. Even knitting her child hats and gloves when they grew, or other soft toys if she asked. So obviously I had a bunch of oddments of wool, always left over from crafts I did. Amy liked to crochet blankets, and I'd give her all the oddments of wool I had left over for my projects to help her out. Out of interest to crochet a double bed and a single bed sized blanket at the time. I asked a few times if she might make me one for a birthday or Christmas, but she never would. Why, I didn't know, but okay, fair enough. Fast forward to about a year, and I asked her if she would crochet a small pram blanket, not as huge as her other projects, but big enough just to cover a baby's legs. I know crocheting is a big job. I had plenty yarn left still, so I didn't even need to buy wool. It was for charity, and money went directly back to the local food bank. Straight away, I could see she didn't want to. So I just told you, huh? Oh, so I just told her, you don't need to, I'm only asking. She told me, okay, it's not that I don't want to, but I've forgotten how to. What? You can forget how to crochet? I'm sure by now, if you've crocheted for a long time, it becomes muscle memory. How'd you forget to crochet? Months later, her daughter is expecting her first baby, and she was asked to crochet she was asked to crochet the new baby a blanket for him, but it needs to be single bed size to it so he could grow with it. Knowing I could have spare yarn, she hinted and hinted for it until she gave up and said, I'm going to have to buy yarn to make the blanket. A few weeks after this, with my friend, I went to meet another friend for coffee. I told her I need to put in the community church for a bit, which also happens to be the food bank. I handed over most of my oh my gosh, guys, I'm actually struggling to read this. Handed over most of my wool to the women in charge for their craft day. My friend asked, why did you do that? You knew I need that wool. I am so sorry, I forgot you remembered how to crochet. Am I the a-hole for refusing to hand over any of my yarn to Amy? Absolutely not. Even though this was kind of a difficult, confusing read, you're not the a-hole, because why is Amy pretending she doesn't know how to crochet but then goes to crochet someone else a baby blanket? Like, it's not adding up. If you can't remember how to do something, why is it all of a sudden when someone else is asking you to do that same thing, you suddenly remember? Like, it seems she's taken advantage of you, of your kindness for giving her your leftover yarn to crochet whatever, because if I wanted somebody to make me something and I've been giving them yarn for countless amount of times, and I've been crocheting things for them as well, not even crocheting, knitting things for them as well, and crocheting for them, whatever, and now I'm asking them to crochet me something, knowing I've been giving them yarn to even be able to crochet in the first place, and they're telling me that they can't remember how to do it, I would be offended. I would be very offended. Like, what do you mean you don't know how to? Like, you've forgotten how to, but I've heard and seen you crochet for other people. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. She's taking advantage of your kindness, and she's disrespecting your, like, time. Not even time. She's just disrespecting you, period. Like, that is a terrible friend to have. Like, she doesn't want to crochet you anything, but she wants you to continuously keep giving her yarn for free. Like, you're not some charity, sorry. If you're not going to crochet her something, then why should she continue donating you her yarn? Because that yarn can actually make something new for herself. Like, she can save that yarn and crochet or knit whatever she wants to crochet or knit. But instead, she's a good friend and decides to give you her yarn. And the least you can do is, I don't know, make her something to say, oh, thank you so much for giving me all this yarn, or like being appreciative of it. You're telling her you don't remember how to crochet. And then you're getting annoyed or angry when she donates the rest of her yarn to the charity, to the church, saying, why did you do that for? Why wouldn't she? Because you don't want to crochet her anything. Of course she's going to give it away to somebody else. Like, what the heck? You're not the a-hole. Like, at all. Amy is the a-hole, and honestly, drop her as a friend. Who needs a friend like that? Like, it's given enemy. It's given, I don't want you to succeed, so I'm not going to crochet you anything, but I'm going to take everything you have because that's what I do. That's what is given. So drop her ass. Am I the a-hole for only crocheting and knitting clothes for my youngest? I, 42 female, gave birth to my youngest child in the summer. I have 6 kids in total, but my eldest is technically my stepson. I'm only clarifying because the 4-year age gap between my husband and I would look very strange if I didn't. My kids are Riley, 24 male, Amanda and Adam, 16 female and male twins, Imogen, 10 female, Aiden, 8 male, and Hannah, 6 months female. After having my youngest, I decided to quit my job to take care of her. Thankfully, she's a very peaceful baby, so I found I have a lot of spare time and decided to learn to crochet and knit. I started off with small items like coasters, socks, and small table mats, but I've decided to progress onto clothing. But this is where the issue arose, because I only made things for my youngest. This was because as she's a baby, she's very small, so I can make items for her much quicker than for the others. and I'm quite impatient, so I like to finish things quickly. Another reason was that because I'm still learning, I'm making mistakes and the garments aren't coming out perfect, and the baby would obviously not mind or notice that. However, my older children are getting annoyed that I'm not making anything for them. I tried to explain my reasoning, and I promised that I'd start making things for them when I get better at knitting/crocheting, but they think that I should make other things instead of only making things for Hannah. It's mainly Imogen and Amanda being annoyed about this. My sons don't seem to care. I spoke to my husband, 46 mil, and about it, and he said that he understands where I'm coming from because it seems logical to practice on garments for a baby who doesn't care about how they turn out. But I should understand the older kids may be feeling left out whenever they see Hannah in a new handmade sweater or hat. I still don't think I'm wrong because I don't understand why they'd be feeling left out. I'd understand if I only made things for Imogen and not Amanda or vice versa, because they're both old enough to receive a gift, but Hannah is literally 6 months. She couldn't care less. My eldest Riley thinks that I am in the wrong about this, and if I give something to one of the kids, I have to give it to all of them. Am I the a-hole? Well, this one is kind of a tricky one in my opinion, because I understand where you're coming from in the sense that it's easier to crochet a baby something as opposed to crocheting like older children things because they're obviously bigger, and if something is bigger in the world of crochet, it takes a bit longer to crochet. Like if I wanted to crochet a hat, it will take me a couple of hours, but if I wanted to crochet a cardigan or a skirt or a dress, it will take me a couple of days as opposed to hours. So I understand where you're coming from with that sense, but at the same time, when you have kids, when you're a family even, you should know that if one person gets something and the others don't, they're going to feel left out. They're going to feel some kind of way about it. Like that's just how kids are. Like, oh, why did they get this and I don't get that? Like, that's not fair. Like, I want it too. That's how kids operate. So if you're going to crochet something for one child only, of course they're going to feel left out and they're going to feel like it's not fair, because it's not just not fair from a kid's perspective. So in that sense, I can see why you're in the wrong, because you're not really thinking about them. You're only thinking about the 6-month-old Hannah, who's a baby. But at the same time, you can't say that if you make a mistake, they're going to care about it, because you don't know that. If you make a mistake, they might still love whatever it is you're crocheting for them. Like, you can't just make a judgment based on what you think for them, because they are their own people. Like, yeah, they may be kids or younger or whatever, but they do have their own opinions, and if they think that they will still love whatever you're crocheting even with mistakes, then I don't see why you wouldn't crochet them something. Just do it. Just crochet them something as well. And if you don't want to crochet them anything, then don't crochet anything for Hannah, period. Like, just crochet and sell it, or crochet and give it to somebody else that doesn't live in the same house, that they can see the same things that you're crocheting them, like, okay, stuff that you're not even crocheting them. Yeah, like if you can't crochet them at least something, then you may as well not crochet at all. Like, there's no point. Even if you're not going to crochet them clothing, like you can crochet them something small, like this. You can crochet them like little plushies they can have as pretend pets, or like a toy or something. You can crochet them a hat. You can crochet them mittens, a scarf, like little things. There are so many things you could crochet for them. It doesn't necessarily have to be garments or clothing or something wearable. Like, it could literally just be a piece of decoration and they would be happy. Kids are very easily impressed. So if you crochet them the littlest thing, I feel they would be appreciative of it, regardless of what you think. Like, it's not that difficult to include all of your kids in the things you want to crochet. And I feel like as well with the kids' ages, like they're 8 and 10. 8 and 10 is still pretty young. Like, they don't know like what a mistake could be, or what a mistake would look like with crochet. So you can't just say that, oh yeah, because the baby is a baby, like she wouldn't care less about the mistakes. So you're saying that because they're older, they will care about the mistakes. From my knowledge, kids don't really care about anything because they're so carefree. Like, they don't really have a proper understanding of the world yet. So even if you make a mistake, they will still like it because they're kids. And like I said, kids are easily impressed. So whatever it is you crochet for them, even with mistakes, I feel they could possibly still like it. And it just sounds like you're making an excuse for yourself to not crochet them anything, because you've made your mind up that you're only going to crochet for the baby. And that's what you're doing, only crocheting for the baby and neglecting to crochet anything for the other kids. This one looks interesting. Am I the a-hole for making my family pay for my craft? I do crochet as a hobby, even though it is a hobby, it's a serious one, and I'm planning on opening an online shop one day. For now, I only take commissions from friends and family. I was hesitant at first to make people pay for my hobby, but then I realized how expensive it could be, how expensive it could get. So I decided I would sell my products, but in a bit less expensive than market prices. Family really likes what I do, so they asked me if I could craft them some products. Of course I'm willing to, but I told them I would make them pay for it, and only if the product they asked me to do is a bigger one, because it takes a lot of time and materials. They would have to pay for shipping whatsoever, because the country I live in has exorbitant international shipping prices and taxes. My family is split across Europe. However, they think I am a butthole to make family pay. Important point to precise is that I am a student and my parents send me money to pay for my housing, school, and food. I do, however, pay for the materials I need with the money I make with my student jobs. I understand how making family pay when they help me so much is kind of a butthole move, but crafting and shipping costs don't care if you have a family or not. If I was using the money they send me to pay for the materials, it would of course be free for them. So am I the a-hole for making my family members pay for my crafted products? Honey boo boo, honey boo boo, you're not the a-hole. Like, I feel like a lot of family members feel like because you're automatically a family member, they have right of passage to your products for free. Like, they think that, oh yeah, like, they're my daughter, they're my sibling, they're my cousin, whatever, I can get free crochet things. That's not the case. Like, if you're operating on a business thing, like on a business level, it is never an option to sell your crochet products to your family for free just because they're your blood. Like, my mom tries to do that with me a lot. Like, she'll ask me to crochet her something, but the minute I tell her she has to pay, she's like, actually, never mind, I don't want it anymore. Or like, she'll try and sneakily tell me that, oh, she'll pay £10, but what I've made is not worth £10 at all. Like, the materials didn't even cost £10, so there's no way am I gonna sell it to her for £10. Like, no, it's just not happening. So yeah, like, if your family don't want to pay, then just don't crochet them anything. There are people out there who will actually be willing and, you know, wanting to pay for your crafts because they appreciate it. And if your family can't see that it's taken time and energy and effort to crochet, then they're not your audience. Like, they're not your customers. They're your family, but they're not your customers necessarily, because real customers will want to pay regardless of their status to you. For example, my older sister, shout out to you, Pearl. Shout out to you. She literally always pays. Like, whenever she wants me to crochet her something, she always pays, and she never ever ever misses. Like, she's paid so much towards me crocheting her something that I honestly really appreciate her, and just grateful to have her as a sister who actually values my work. Like, she doesn't take advantage of the fact that I can crochet her things for free because I'm her sister. I remember when I first started crocheting, I was like, yeah, I'm going to crochet this for free because, you know, you're my sister. She's like, no, I don't want it for free. If you're going to crochet me something, I'm going to pay, because you're a business and this is what you're doing as a business. You have to make people pay, even if they're family. And that lesson just kind of stuck with me, and it just made me realize that even if they're family, they still have to pay regardless of that. And as well, like, it's not even like you're using the money they send you to crochet them something. You're using your own money from your own pocket, from your own job that you know, spent your hard energy on to get paid for. Like, the money's coming out of your pocket. So if you're going to crochet them something for free with money from your own pocket, then it's kind of like, it's a waste of time, effort, energy, resources, all of that stuff. Yeah, you're not the a-hole for wanting to make your family pay because they want something. Because we've all been there. We've all wanted to crochet something for our family for free. But if you really think about the economy right now, how the world is, you can't afford to be giving things to people for free when you can profit off of it. Like, yeah, everything is getting expensive now. So the little you can do, you do it. And I'm not saying exploit everything or exploit your family. No, be reasonable with certain things. Oh my gosh, this next one sounds very, very juicy. Am I the a-hole for crocheting for my sister instead of her buying from small businesses? Straight away, this is given you're not the a-hole. And 15 female, and dad is 39 male, mom is 45 female. So my sister wanted to buy some amigurumi plushies off of Etsy. We don't have our own debit card, so our parents order and we give them the money. My sister sent me a link of what she wanted to buy, and my mum refused to let her buy it because it was £65 for one plush. To be fair, if it's a small business, it's a reasonable price because, you know, we do everything ourselves. Sister really wanted a plush, so I offered to make her one if she paid for the pattern. I had little experience with amigurumi, but I have crocheted for years and always made stuff for others. So I made a plush. I used my own yarn, so my sister paid me £25 for the pattern and the few hours it took to make it. I wasn't concerned about the price because it's my hobby and I have too much yarn anyway. My sister posted pictures of finished plush on Instagram and tagged me to thank me for making it. It turns out that my sister was DMing the seller. I got a DM from the seller saying that it was an awful thing to do because I stole a sale from them, and they DM'd my sister too, saying pretty much the same thing, which makes me think I'm an asshole because others also said that I should have let my sister buy from a small business as they need to make money. My mom, dad, and sister are on my side. They say it's fine because I bought the pattern and that the seller is being an a-hole for contacting me. All of the people telling me otherwise are making me doubt myself. So am I the a-hole? Edit. I bought the pattern from an entirely different seller. Edit 2. I presume my sister was DMing the seller to inquire about the products. I have not seen their conversation. I just know they were contacting each other. I only saw the message in response to the post. You're not the a-hole. Like, what the heck? If you didn't even buy the crochet pattern from the seller that your sister wanted the plushie from originally, then how the hell are you the a-hole? I'm so sorry. What the heck? Like, it's a different thing if the pattern is from that seller, but it's not even from that seller. You got it from somebody else. So how are they going to say that they've stolen a sale from them based off of that? Like, what? Some of these crochets are toxic. What the heck? Like, I don't understand. If you have the skills and the ability to crochet your sister something that she wants because your parents don't want her to get it because of the price, and you can do it, then do it. Like, it's what? I don't understand. Even if it is a small business, like, they should be understanding that, oh, somebody else can crochet. Like, I get it, it's competitive in the sense that you want to make a sale, but at the same time, to call other people out saying that they're stolen your sale from a pattern that isn't even theirs is crazy. Absolutely crazy. And they didn't even steal the sale. That's the funny thing. Like, it would be a different thing if your sister was actually going to buy it, like she had her card ready and she was so ready to pay for it, and she just didn't because you crocheted it for her instead, then that would have been different. But your mother didn't want her to get it. They refused to let her buy it. So that's different. Like, she was refused access to it in the sense that she, like, your parents didn't want her to buy it and they refused her to buy it because they have the funds, whatever, and she didn't buy it, then that's different. But if it's a thing where she had her own money or whatever and she was so close to paying for it, like literally at the checkout, and you were like, no, don't pay for it, I'm gonna crochet it for you, then you would have stolen the sale because she was very close to buying it. But she was nowhere near close to buying it because she didn't even get that far in the process of buying. I feel like there needs to be a bit more context of the sister DMing the crocheter, like the seller, because it's kind of odd how, like, you've crocheted her something and instead of just, you know, post it on Instagram and just appreciating or whatever, she's gone to DM the seller. Like what was the thought process behind that? Like, why did she feel the need to message the crocheter, and I just want to know, like, what was the point? What was the reason? Because it doesn't make any sense. My brother crocheted me this. I was gonna buy it from you, but I changed my mind because he said he would crochet it for me. Like, what was the goal? What was the reason? What was the point? Because if she did that intentionally on purpose, then your sister is also the a-hole. But if it was a thing where it was like a misunderstanding, or she was DMing them before asking about the commission or asking about information about the thing, and then the crochet like saw it on her page, like on her story or whatever, then I guess that's different. But if it's a thing where she, like, not viciously, but she purposefully messaged the crocheter and said, yeah, he made it for me, you didn't, then it's weird. You're not the a-hole. Like, I get at the end of the day, everyone's trying to, survive in this world. But if you have the means and the capabilities to do something and make your life easier, then do Confession. Am I the a-hole for not making a dress for my friend's girlfriend? Also, okay, actually, maybe I should read it. Update. Wow, this story went viral. I've seen 2 different articles on Facebook about it. Wasn't expecting that. I set boundaries, and I'm doing a group video. My friend group today set other further boundaries. I'm no longer giving away items unless they're willing to be models on my website. But if they don't like the items I'm offering, that's it. I'm no longer giving away any free customs. Thanks for the support, guys. Also, for everyone calling me weak, I didn't know if it was mean because I made things for others and that started dating even after them. I'm not a child or pathetic. I also thought I was wrong, but was basically being gaslit by my friend group. Thanks anyway, though. I met one of my best friends when I was a freshman in college. There has never been anything remotely romantic between us. For context, his girlfriend has no problem with his other friends, with his other female friends. It's just me. She's bluntly said she just doesn't like my face or voice. Anyways, today he asked me to make her a dress that I'm not making for a client right now. I explained that the materials are expensive. I don't know how long it would take since I have this big order and I'm working on a personal project. I said maybe in the fall. I've made him, my friends, and their significant others many things over the years. However, materials alone would cost me over $80. She cries to our mutual friends that I'm not doing it because I don't like her. Now I'm the bad guy since she's the only significant other that hasn't gotten anything from me. I explained that this dress could take me weeks. I couldn't afford to give a gift like that right now, and I don't have the time. Now she's offering to pay me $50 on a $150+ dress, and I said I'd never make her anything if she didn't pay full price after lying about me. I'm in the doghouse with my friends because of it. I'm making a second guess of myself. Am I the a-hole? Edit. She's extremely entitled and selfish. My friend has almost dumped her twice because she went off on me for negging him and calling him ugly on IG, which he does to me all the time. It's all in good fun. And because when he asked what we should wear to their second anniversary dinner, he picked my suggestion over another friend's, and she accused me of wanting to bang him. Okay, girl. Slow your roll, sister. She's backed out on double dates when I try to be nice to her. She's called me a bad influence but won't say why. I'm not. I'm the mum friend. She's left his parties early because I'm there and she doesn't want to be around me, spoiling the whole thing for him. She's just mean. Like, I feel like she must have been the stereotypical mean girl in high school. It's just directed at me though. So I must be the problem, according to her friends. Edit 2. We're all 23 to 26, so I mean we're young, but I thought we'd all outgrow high school. Edit 3. Just because people keep asking, it's a crochet princess daisy ball gown, she'd have to buy the part that goes under and makes it cupcakey. I can't think of what it's called right now, but she wants the overdress, crown, and gloves for free. I'm making one for me and for a client. It's by far the hardest thing I've ever done, and $150 is me being nice since I like cosplaying and helping the community since I know it gets expensive. Edit 4. A petticoat. she'd have to buy a petticoat to go under it. But essentially, she wants me to make everything else. First for free, then for $50. Okay, so after reading that, you're not the a-hole. That girlfriend is the a-hole. It seems that she's jealous of you and your friend's relationship. It seems she's threatened even by your relationship with her boyfriend, hence why she treats you so poor compared to everybody else. That's just from reading everything you just said in the confession. Like, it just seems she's very insecure in herself, in the sense that she just feels threatened by you, by your presence, by your energy, by everything about you. She's just threatened, and she decides to disrespect you because that's the only thing she can do, like disrespect you. And it's good that you're not making her the dress, because if anybody ever disrespects you or is mean to you or lies about you or is just downright horrible, doesn't deserve your time and effort and your money to have something crocheted for them for free or even for $50, like, that's just not on. What makes you think I'm going to spend my time, energy and all that stuff to crochet you something when you've been a complete bitch to me? Like, no, it's just not happening, like, at all. Not in another universe, not in another world, not in another dimension. Like, it's just never ever ever going to happen. So she needs to get it into her thick coconut head that you are not going to crochet her anything, even if she cries about it, even if she lies on your nail about it, even if she tells your friends that you're not crocheting it for her because you don't like her. That just says a lot about her. It just says that, you know, she's a liar. Like, it just goes to show that she's not a good person. And honestly, your friend should dump her. And if he's been so close to dumping her twice, not even once but twice, that literally sums up everything about her. Like, she's not a good person and he needs to let her go. And it's just not right. And the fact that as well she wanted it for free at first and then for $50, when that dress you're going to crochet is worth way more than that, is just downright absurd. Like, how can you expect someone to crochet you anything for free when you're horrible to them, you treat them poor, you're, you know, just not the best person to them? Like, they're not going to want to crochet you anything for free at all, ever. And then you try and say, okay, you pay $50. Like, am I a joke to you? Like, this is no charity. Like, no. If you want to pay the full price or stop being a bitch to me. Simple as. So that is all the confessions that I'll be sharing in today's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and make sure you tune into the next episode. And if you've not subscribed, guys, please subscribe, because why wouldn't you want to? Like, we literally talk about all things crochet on here. And if you love crochet, and if you're a crochet girly or a crochet guy, then this is literally the channel for you. Like, yeah, make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video, in the next episode. But until then, continue being the amazing, awesome people that you are, and keep crocheting and keep knitting and keep being creative, because in this world, creativity will get you very far. So you keep doing that, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, everyone.